A troubling account. There was some talk in the market today. Merchants are starting to demand higher prices. They claim the crops are even thinner this season and that at least 20% of our harvest is being stored away in case the rains hold out even longer. This seemed to have brought fear into people's eyes, but I find it reassuring. Our king and queen, long may they reign, are doing what they need to protect us all. We will ride out this harsh season and find delight and ease on the other side. May the Mother of all bless us. A royal decree was read out by the criers today. They're asking us to conserve and ration even more. There's talk of starvation from those who have been on the edge of the forest in Takish'Hiz. I'm not sure what to make of it, but thank Tanar for the wisdom of the king and queen Takish'Hiz and their advisors. They've been redirecting the aqueducts and watering channels to feed more of the local farmlands. The outer lands may be wilting, but the heart of the Elder Empire is strong. More refugees arrive every day. It seems so many of them are thin and weak, especially the elders and the wee ones. It's been difficult here, but I see the pain and hunger etched on their faces, and I'm both relieved and ashamed. Relieved that I have not suffered as they have, and ashamed that I not realized how terrible it had become for those living on the outer cities and villages. Seems the Burning Prince is not the only god with aims to see us suffering. The Plague Bringer has added several curses to our continuing woes. Disease is flourishing and death is becoming more commonplace. Often these deaths are the result of an ailing body, either by disease or by starvation, but there are a growing number of deaths where the act of violence is to blame. A mother desperate to relieve her children's suffering, or a hopeless man killing another to steal his cheese and bread. How quickly our world has turned under the dark, blinding rays of the relentless sun. I am beginning to feel this little journal of mine may serve as a record for our empire's decline. I pray to the Mother I am wrong. I should have left with so many others when they sailed to unknown lands. The perils of the unknown would hold more hope, more promise than anything remaining here. All life and joy are slowly being bled from the city day by day. All citizens of Takish'Hiz, no matter age or state of health, have been conscripted by the king and queen to work forces. So intent are they on saving their city, saving their throne. I have been put to work helping the priests of growth. It gave me some purpose, I admit, but it has not provided a distraction from our dire situation. They have been performing rites and rituals over the struggling farmlands in an attempt to keep Takish'Hiz fed and their own power from waning. Yet, I can see the diminished yield. They wring the soil of its last remnants of nourishment, resulting in pitiful short-lived crops. The defense projects intended to keep the encroaching desert sands at bay have all proven temporary at best, or equally destructive at worst. A section of the elaborate walls erected by the geomancers caved in the other day. It fell into an underground cavity and took a section of the city with it, done in by the sheer weight of the stone and the sand piling against it, to the elder geomancer Kador's dismay. The day has come, unthinkable as it was just a few seasons ago. The king and queen had the great horn blown and their standards removed from the royal residence. The city is far too gone and cannot be saved, but it cannot be abandoned either. My position as aide to the priests of growth provided me with an intimate view of the considerations made and debates had on the subject. There are many an enemy who could live well in the desert and find wealth within our abandoned capital. As a result, the geomancers have been charged with sealing the city under stone and erecting guardians. The druids are to salt the land, and the priests are erecting arcane defenses. Those who were healthy and capable of travel left the scorched lands this morning with their Royal Highness. They are sailing across the ocean of tears to a new and fertile land, leaving behind the rest of us in Takish'Hiz to carry out our tasks and be sealed inside. There are more of us than I would have liked to see left behind, including Elder Geomancer Kador. He volunteered to stay behind within the sealed cities, some suspect as penance for the collapse after having convinced the king and queen Takish'Hiz of its guaranteed success. Years ago he was rising through the ranks of the advisors to the new king and queen, and some had warned of his hunger for power, so his act of sacrifice must have come as both a surprise and relief to the other royal advisors. With the queen and king gone, Kador is now the highest ranking official within Takish'Hiz. He's rallied us to do what we were tasked to do for the good of our kin, living or dead, for as long as we can. He's motivating, I must admit. It's been months? Years? I had lost myself for a time. I forgot all about this journal. It's difficult to explain all that's transpired since my last entry, even to myself. Details slip and memories seem to be shifting somehow. Forgive my confusion. I'm trying to write down as much as possible before it's all gone again. Before I'm gone again. Kador began studying heretical magics, or had he secretly been doing it for years? I recall rumors claiming he had begun building living creatures from sand, while others claimed he was magically transforming creatures into rock and sand. Lord Kador has set his mind to forcing open the spring into the plane of growth. Was I called to consult for this? No. Wait, was it an act of pity? Had this been to ease our pain? We had been buried and faced lack of food and water, our bodies left to crumble like the stone around us. He and his devotees found a way to save us, to make us immune to the needs of the flesh. His slaves. It's what we are now. Beings of sand and stone, ceaselessly carrying out his commands, including defense of the city. He has cursed us all to an eternal existence without need for food, water, or even breath, but it's robbed us of life. So many around me, tirelessly laboring or standing still as stone. Their bodies still exist, but as for their minds, I don't know. Is that how I was? Am I doomed to return to that state again? No further entries were made in this journal.